Okay, so welcome so much, ladies. Thank you so much for coming here and doing this with me. Sipe, shall we start with you? Can you just tell us a little bit about what you are studying?
I'm studying a Bachelor of Engineering honors in Electrical Power Engineering and Renewable Energy. I started second semester of 2016.
Okay.
And I've got a 3-year-old son. At the time I started, he was only 1 year old.
Oh my goodness.
Because he was born in 2015.
Yeah. Is this your postgrad or is it an undergrad?
It is an undergrad.
Okay. But you did study before, isn't it?
Yes. As far as I can remember,
Yeah.
I've always started from grade 1.
Wow.
Just grade 1, grade 7, high school. I did a national certificate, and then I did a diploma, I did an advanced diploma.
Wow.
And finally now I'm doing an undergrad degree. So it feels like I've always been in school all my life, just a few breaks in between.
Oh my goodness. It sounds like the lady who loves education, you know?
Yeah, I think I took the long route.
Yeah. Okay, so when you started this one in 2016, how long had it been before the last time you studied?
So the last time I had studied was 2012, 2013. That's when I did my advanced diploma.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was just a few years in between.
Okay. And was that in Zemo here?
Here.
Okay, let's say a little bit about you, Precious. So when you went to study, you have done nursing, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you started studying here in Australia, can you tell us a little bit about that? And what was your experience of studying before you started your studies here?
It's been about 10 years since I trained in Zimbabwe.
All right.
Yeah, so I came here, like I got a job here and worked in Darwin for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then moved over to Perth. Then I realized that I needed to improve myself, so that's why I engaged into studying.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I specialized in emergency nursing.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that what you're doing now at work?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You actually got married before you finished high school. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I got married when I didn't have O levels. So then we discussed with my husband that to go back to school.
Yeah.
So when I went back to school, I started in Form 3. So my boy was only a year old when I went back to school.
Oh my goodness.
So I did Form 3 and O level. Then after that I went to nurse training.
Sure. What inspired you though to keep at it, to decide that okay, I'm going back, I'm going to finish, my studies and keep going despite, the challenges of having a child or being married and having different responsibilities?
Well, when I was growing up, I always wanted to be a nurse. Mm-hmm. So then when I got married, my husband was also interested in improving myself. So I thought
so you managed to follow
my
dream.
goal, to follow my dream,
Wow. Mulenga, I'll come to you next. Wow, so this lady, let's just congratulate her. She has just finished, she has just finished her studies and graduating in a matter of days. You, when you started studying, you were single.
Yeah.
Now you are married with 3 children. Tell us how.
I got married in 2012, February, and the same month I started school.
Wow.
So in between I was sitting a lot of semesters out because, like she said, I've had 3 boys. So I've spent 6 years studying. So the first, I started in 2012, I conceived, so took 2013 off, went back in 2014, conceived 2015, so took it off. 2016, conceived 2017, and I finished in 2017.
Oh my word, what a journey. What were you studying?
I was studying a Bachelor of Arts. I was doing double major in history and social justice.
Well done. Oh my goodness. I think this is such a huge lesson to say, you know, you can do it. Superwoman kind of stuff, you know. Okay, Scholar, can you share with us a little bit about what you are studying or you have studied? If you're, tell us the situation. Are you a current student? Are you, where are you now with your situation, and when did you start the course you're doing?
Well, it's hard to keep track. I've been all over the place. I must say, I feel a lot better now. I know I can do it. I'm like Mulele here, dropping a semester or dropping a unit here and then taking up later. But currently, I'm enrolled to study my bachelor's degree for social work with ECU, and I'm studying part-time because I can really handle full-on work. 4 units per semester is a little bit hard.
A lot.
What with children and full-time work, I don't know how people do it. I felt like giving up a lot of times, but because of pride and not wanting to be, shamefaced, when others say I've done it, and you think, what is stopping me? But I think I have done my O levels, and then I did my diploma, and now I'm doing my bachelor's degree in undergrad.
How many children do you have, and what are their ages?
I've got 2 boys, lively. They take up a lot of time. They aged 9 and 11, turning 10 and 12 respectively this year. So.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll start that side. Tell us how you are coping. I've reached out to you with help. Actually to all of you. At one point I've cried to you saying I'm giving up, and it's too hard, So, and I've known Lenga has been doing this thing since I've known her. She's been studying, and I know she kept going, and she's done, and just ladies, just share how are you coping? What are your coping mechanisms?
Okay, it's really hard, like you said, because I work full time as well, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and then I study in between work and after hours sometimes. But what I've found helps me is organization, like you said, and planning, and sticking to a routine. So my life has a routine. I don't have the space to go off routine. Once I go off my routine, everything just goes haywire. So I've set a routine for myself and for the family. We do things according to a schedule.
Oh wow.
But I find being organized really helps me.
What kinds of things do you do?
I spend most of my weekends planning meal preps.
Wow.
So I do my meal preps on a Sunday. I plan what we're going to eat on Monday, Tuesday, all the way to Friday.
Wow.
I cook the food, put it in the freezer, put it in lunch boxes. Sometimes I even go all the way to labeling the lunch boxes. This is my husband's food. This is my food.
Wow.
My son goes to daycare, so I sort of plan as well everything, organize his clothes, everything, what he's going to need for the whole week, so that during the week it's just following that routine and then squeezing in study in between.
Oh my goodness.
But that's how I do it.
Oh my word. Okay. I hope you're taking notes, ladies. Because I don't know what you guys do, but for me, I've just done 1 semester and man, so I could learn a lot from that. I know you actually told me this, but look, it takes a lot of planning, and I thought, okay, I'll plan meal prep. I didn't do that. And I found like I didn't have time to even sit down and do my study timetable. It was so much work. I struggled so much. I don't know how you ladies cope working as well, because I wasn't even working. I don't work, but it was so much, to do. What sort of steps did you take to cope? What did you do?
I think studying as a full-time work and also mom and wife, it's really hard. But then you learn to adjust on some things. Time management, I think it applied to me because I learned to cut some of the things which I thought I can do without.
Like,
so as a result, I cannot sit and watch TV for a long time. I can't. I'm gradually learning now that I'm not at school to be able to watch a movie. I can't even sit for an hour watching a movie. That's
a lot of time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also cutting things social media. I was lucky when I was studying in Zimbabwe, there wasn't too much social media. I realized that it was taking too much of my time when I was studying here. So I'm not into social media much. So that's some of the things which
Okay. And how about you ladies?
We'll start with you, what I'm thinking.
Okay. Like the two ladies have said, time management, you have to be principled, and then you have to set your priorities straight as well. Family is important, so deal with your family, your studies as well. Once you have principles and you've set a timetable, you've set goals, you can achieve to that. You just have to stick to your goals. Of course, people will invite you for lunch, parties, and all. Social media, there are always comments you want to post, but you have to tell yourself, no, I'm studying. I need to do that assignment. And that's what you're supposed to do.
It's all very good in principle. In applying it, it's very, very hard. For me, I find it difficult to turn down an invitation for a party. I would have an overdue assignment and I'm still going to go to a party. But that's just me. That's how I struggle with that, because in the end, you end up getting marks that are not really reflecting who you are.
What your abilities.
I've been told you could do better because I do my work so rushed at the last minute. I'm like, I'm aiming for a pass. But if I was to really follow all that, there was times when I could do the meal preps and it all flowed really, really well. And then sometimes it's like, how did I even get a pass on this one, Because I'm not organized. I know that with myself. I'm not organized. And even if I try to be, that's just not me. I find I really struggle with that. I take time to organize me. So, yes. It's really hard. And I have my kids, and then I think I don't want to spend too much time. For me, this studying, it's not something I have to do. It's something I want to do. It's not going to take away time from my family, so I can help with homework sometimes. I don't know much of what they do, but I can just maybe look over their shoulder while I have my work to do as well. But I just feel if it gets a little bit too much, take a step back, because like you said, you're finishing, and you took your time. It doesn't have to overwhelm you where you feel like you're drowning and that's just what you have to do, unless you're doing it for different reasons. Like if you have your family and you're working full time and your studying is not like something that you have to do at the moment, you just step back and do it when you're fully able to. So that's what I'm doing now.
Somebody told me, Mulenga, take your time. You're not in competition. And you live life in different lanes. So stay in your lane and just stay focused.
Wow.
So different things works for different people. So I think you kind of learn what works for you.
Exactly.
Wow, so you need to know your own situation.